fourth official. That's Mr. Dorian Tummins walking over, making sure that everyone is in their right position inside of the dugout for Mount Pleasant. Back for the start of proceedings here this afternoon. Inside the second half. Referee Marshall looks on his watch. Friendly words being said between Benbow and Malcolm. Mount Pleasant and Arnett gone. Second half on the way. Ranking. Changing play to Virgo on the right, midway the half of Mount Pleasant. Going wide to right, though, to Green, who cuts away from once, finding the left boot of Nelson. Inside the center circle to Rankin. One touch by Rankin. Finds Captain Richie. It goes forward, being tracked by Reed of Arnett Gardens. Puts inside to Benbow. One touch by Benbow. Back to Liston James. Puts it forward. This to Nelson. Turns away from one. Then a little chip coming from a back foot, but broken up. Here comes Isaacs. Down the penalty area. No look pass on the left hand side to McCullough. On his left boot across the face of goal. And that's the first goal. Turned in beautifully. Oh, by Benbow. The first goal all of the night. Cardell Benbow scoring his 7th goal of the season and the first for Mount Pleasant on this Sunday evening. Arnett Gardens, they're trailing by 1-0 because Mount Pleasant they've scored in minute 46.
Well, that ball should have been cleared by Romeo Guthrie, and he slipped Sean and gave away possession. It was all blue shirts. Darting, I thought the pass was a little bit too heavy and he should have waited for the man coming behind him, but eventually McCullough got there, sprayed it hard across. Benbow slipped in, got in there, and got it past the goalkeeper for a cute finish. But Arnett Gardens only have themselves to blame for that particular goal. They haven't been the better team. It has been Mount Pleasant, and they could say they deserve a goal, but Guthrie slipped when he should have cleared the ball there, Sean.
Well, I'm agreeing with you wholeheartedly as Nesbeth in possession alongside the center circle for Arnett Gardens. Put into play forward, headed out by Captain Richie of Mount Pleasant, finding Green. Green tackled from behind by Sims, bringing him down, seen by referee Morrison. And a free kick awarded to Mount Pleasant as the fans traveling in from Brownstown, St. Anne are very delighted at the scoreline at the start of the second half.
Yes, they've made it. Well, not long trip, but nice little trip to get here.
Why is it not long?
Not long anymore, Sean.
Oh, come on. It still can be long. Ball floated inside on the penalty area of Arnett Gardens, headed away. Arnett Gardens in possession on the right through Sims. Puts the play in the half of Mount Pleasant, but it's cleared. Green in possession, being tackled up by Jackson. He's an aggressive man. The ball towed into touch for a throw. Goal scored in minute 47 of Benbow to break the deadlock. I was just about to say a special good evening to Paul Reed of The Observer. His good friend is here, though.
Who is his good friend?
Right beside you. Who runs the Premier League Clubs Association WhatsApp group. Paul Reed was a part of that group, not anymore.
You said was.
I'll explain that to you a little later on. Clearance by Arnett Gardens. Picked up by Benbow. Alongside the center circle, Benbow in control. Puts the play on the right-hand side to Virgo. Between two defenders, finding back Benbow, who could not control, giving away possession. Right back on the left-hand side, a throw to Arnett Gardens. Coming off the boot of Virgo. 10 yards from the half line. Nesbeth will take the throw on the left. 1-0 is the scoreline. Long throw downfield, headed out by James. Picked up by Isaacs, put it inside of the center circle. Header. This to Nelson. Nelson could have easily put the ball under control, but instead headed it up, almost gave it away. McCullough puts it upfield, but broken up by the defense. Favor of Martin. Arnett Gardens in possession. Read well by the captain himself. That's Richie. Puts it into touch. Will be a throw. First touch a bit heavy. Drifting on the left. And it went wider left with his clearance. And a throw to Arnett Gardens.
Let's see what they will do now. They weren't playing well in the first half. They have conceded early in the second half. Let's see what they have up their sleeve. Well, let's see what the coach will do.
Guthrie puts inside a penalty area on the bounce, collected by goalkeeper Davis, darting outside of his goal area, inside of his penalty area.
Was trying to find Sim. Wasn't a bad idea, but close to the goalkeeper in the end.
Beckford showing that he has a bit of control. Green puts the play on the right. And looking for Virgo. Touched in for throw to Mount Pleasant on the right. Virgo will take the throw. To Nelson, back to Virgo. Puts the play on the right hand side. Beckford trying to turn, swings the play inside the penalty area. Checks it down. That's by Beckford. A shot towards goal. Oh, that was wide of the right upright. That was Benbow with the cross to Beckford inside the penalty area and wide of the right upright. It's a goal kick to Arnett Gardens as they trail by 1. Second half action on the clock. We are in minute 51.
Well, and they will find more space now that Arnett Gardens is chasing the game. And he did so well. Beckford chested it to where he wanted it to go. Chested it to where the defender was coming from, Sean. So the chest alone beat the defender, brought it down nicely. The easy part, not that it was an easy chance, but the easier part was to hit the target. He didn't force a save from the goalkeeper, just went wide, but came very close to making it 2-0 in favor of Mount Pleasant.
So still 1-0 the score line. Second half action as we see our peanut vendor there. Special good afternoon to you or good evening to you. Free kick taken by Jackson of Arnett Gardens, headed out by Ranking. Picked up on the right hand side by Green, but taken away by Al Nesbeth of Arnett Gardens, turning it inside his own half alongside the centre circle. Jackson controls for Arnett. Puts it wider right. Still keeping it on the right hand side, looking for the run of Malcolm. And it goes into touch alongside the penalty area of Mount Pleasant. It will be a Mount Pleasant throw on the left.
Happy now, Mount Pleasant. They're very good, this team, at slowing down the game when they're in the lead. And as I said, I think they're one of the better defensive units, obviously, in the league when you look at the record. So it's going to be a difficult task for Arnett Gardens.
Well,
Mount Pleasant, no, they don't have to take any risks.
No, they don't, but they want to score goals, though, because if they win this match, they'll be level on 50 points with Waterhouse, and we spoke about the goal difference earlier on. Plus 19 to plus 21. That's goal difference. Waterhouse, they lead on goal difference, but they lead with points so far.
Well, if you're going to do a live table, then
they'll be
tied on points. They're leading on goal difference.
Yeah. Ball put in the defensive third of Arnett Gardens, headed out by McGregor, picked up by Nelson. Puts the play to Green on the right-hand side, gliding by 1. Still Green on his left boot, finding Beckford, surrounded by McGregor. McGregor steps forward and wins the possession momentarily, but Beckford backpedals and wins it back. Chips the play to Virgo on the right-hand side. Virgo swings the play, a little deflection though, inside the penalty area, headed out by Roberts, but right to Isaacs. Isaacs in possession. McCullough is there, drags it wide off the right upright by about 7 or 8 yards. A goal kick to Arnett Gardens. No conversation between Isaacs and McCullough.
Well, McCullough wanted to come onto it and hit it. The score was spectacular, but Isaacs didn't realize until late, so he kind of put off McCullough. McCullough should have pulled out of the shot and just keep possession.
Header by Isaacs. Ball put on the right hand side, and trying to go forward there was Roberts, but running out of real estate about 2 yards away from the fourth official's desk. A throw to Mount Pleasant. McCullough will take it. They lead by 1-0. Throw to Benbow. Showed a bit of skill, Benbow, gliding past the 1. That was Guthrie. Then to Ranking. Ranking loses possession. Here comes Sims of Arnett Gardens. Beautiful pass by Sims, but behind Malcolm. And that was a Caesarean pass, you may call it. Malcolm back towards opponent's goal and turning away. Looking to Guthrie, swings the play inside the penalty area. Header up, but right to goalkeeper Davis inside of his goal area. More pass in the back post, header back inside, but goalkeeper Davis was right there inside of the 6 yard.
Difficult to hit the target from there, so.
Almost gave it away, a shot towards goal. Oh, that went wide. The clearance by Davis was on the body of Sims just outside the penalty area. Bounced favorable in front of him. A left-footed drive by Sims. Dragged it wide off the left upright by about 2 or half a yard. And the goal kick again for Mount Pleasant team. Almost giving it away.
What was Kadeem Davis doing there? Lost of concentration. I think Sims should have hit the target, Sean. Goalkeeper was backpedaling. He was in no man's land. Was never going to get back in time. If it had gone to the target, it would have been 1-1 without Arnett Gardens after doing anything. Cadine Davis almost gifted Arnett Gardens an equalizer there.
Yes, he did. Javon Lake coming in.
For Sims.
And Sims out. Javon is
just got
out.
that opportunity.
Well, do you think that's why he was substituted?
Not so sure. The player was warming up before.
Okay. I just asked a question, though. In the meantime, Mount Pleasant, they're asking a lot of questions. Virgo put the play forward, looking for the run of Green. McGregor is there, the last man standing for Arnett Gardens at the top of the penalty area. A clearance in the stands for a throw to Mount Pleasant, who leads by 1-0 on the right flank. It should be about 3 yards in front of the penalty area. Taken quickly. Nevertheless, lays on the possession to Nelson, back inside his own half. Turning right back inside of the penalty area is James to his captain Richie. Controlling with his left boot, chipping with the right, finding McCullough. First shot a bit heavy, brilliant ball by McCullough. Looking for Beckford inside the penalty area. Oh, back towards opponent's goal. Skipping from left to right, top of the penalty area. And Green with a shot, but blocked by Martin. But clearance coming from the right boot of Jackson from this Arnett Gardens team. But still play continues. And Roberts trying to go forward for Arnett Gardens. Did I say trying? He's going. He's motoring. And tackled well by Rankin. And is that a free kick?
No, it's not.
It should be a throw.
That was a great tackle from Rankin.
So it's a throw to Arnett Gardens. Roberts of Arnett Gardens swinging the ball inside the penalty area. Coming off the knee of James. Just outside of the goal area. Formerly known as a 6 yard. It's a corner to Arnett Gardens.
Bounce just before Lidston James got there, so it was an awkward one for him. But they cleared it nevertheless, and it's a corner now for Arnett Gardens. So let's see what Arnett Gardens can do there. They're livening up. They're showing more energy, more desire now. But it's expected you have to react. They are down and they're reacting.
Roberts with the corner from the right-hand side. Otsuga inside the penalty area. Oh, coming off the body of the man who just came on, Lake. And goalkeeper Davis inside of his goal area, diving to his right. Collecting the play.
But he wasn't ready, Sean. It came through the crowded players. He was right there, Sean, and it just hit him and went to the goal, but was trying to control. Poor touch was heavy. That was a great opportunity.
Nelson chipping the play inside the penalty area, but broken up by Arnett Gardens defense. Reed.
Where was this Arnett Gardens team before, Sean?
I don't know, but they're here now. McCullough off Mount Pleasant, putting it on the right-hand side, trying to build somewhat with Green. Virgo back to Green, give and go. He cuts inside, surrounded by not one, not two, but three players. Using his burst of speed is Virgo, passing Ranking, and he's taken down. It will be a free kick, and he's rolling all around. Referee Morrison comes over and said, none of that on my field. And speaking to Reed, who committed the infringement.
Well, the Mount Pleasant player can get up now because there will be no yellow card. What is that player on a yellow card already?
You Reed? No.
Oh.
No, he's not. Not from my counter.
Two players
from Arnett Gardens are on yellow cards.
Two players in the game or on yellow card?
Well, one's in the game. One on substituted, Salas. And Nesbeth is on a yellow card. Maybe there was a yellow card when we weren't looking.
Maybe it was during the halftime break.
Maybe it was. Or before the game started. I'm not trolling anyone. 1-0 is the scoreline here this evening. Mount Pleasant, the Travelers from St. Anne, leading over the home side at the Tony Sporting Sports Complex, Arnett Gardens. Tony, as we see the referee making sure the player is okay. He has to come off the field though, because no card was issued, according to the FIFA rule books. If a card was issued, he could stay on the field.
Yes.
They need to adjust that a little bit more.
Because the referee did talk to the player as if he thought it was a tough tackle.
A vicious tackle, right.
Yes. Yet the player still has to come off.
Well, Virgo is asking, can he be back on? No, you cannot till the play has actually started. So let's see what will happen. Free kick taken by Mount Pleasant inside the penalty area, headed out by McGregor, controlled beautifully by Neil. Put it forward for Arnett Gans, looking on the run of Kemal Malcolm, but it's cleared by Isaacs in defense for the Mount Pleasant unit. Al Nesbeth launching one of feet once again. Isaacs is there, but chested down by Guthrie, but cleared off the boot of Guthrie. And McCullough swings it on the right to Virgo, who's back on the field. Not the greatest pass by Virgo, and it goes into touch. And Green, who was the recipient, apologizes to Virgo, but I thought that pass was bad.
It was hit heavy, too hard for such a close range. And it was a free pass. When I say free pass, I mean no pressure was on Virgo.
Ball floated down to the penalty area. Collected at the top, trying to squeeze it through, but Rankin is there in defense. Puts a play midway the half of Mount Pleasant, launching upfield, looking for Beckford. Beckford being tackled by Roberts, coming off the knee of Roberts. Will be a throw to Mount Pleasant, just in front of the dugout of Arnett Gardens. Alex Thomas, the coach of the Arnett Gardens unit, being very animated a short while ago. Now he's just drinking some water. Probably he's hot.
Maybe he's hot.
Maybe he is hot. So throw to Mount Pleasant. McCullough takes it midway the half of Arnett Gardens. One touch by Benbow. Back to McCullough. McCullough between two defenders. Back to Benbow. Tracked, goes by one, cuts in inside, and it's towed away. But still Benbow fighting for the possession. It's cleared by the defense of Arnett Gardens to Malcolm. Isaacs wins the possession from Malcolm. Malcolm not liking the tackle. Rankin lobs it back to Isaacs. Between two defense, back inside his defensive third to his captain Richie on the left. Turning from the left to find Liston James just above his penalty area on the right hand side. James has options left and right. Still puts the play wider right to Virgo at the half line. Chips it forward looking for Beckford. Beckford controls beautifully. Now he turns, but it's towed away before Beckford could go forward.
Yes, Arnett Gardens defending better, even better now, but again, yeah, fighting hard and looking good. Midfield still not great, but much better since they conceded that first goal. Arnett Gardens, first and only goal of the game by Mount Pleasant.
So a tackle coming in and coming from Liston James to bring down Lake, who seemed like he was working for an Academy Award. Was rolling around, but when he heard the whistle and the free kick, he got right back up. Yes. Free kick to Arnett Gardens. Have you ever received an award, Zidane, for acting?
No, not at all.
Did you do drama any at all?
Not at all.
Oh my word. Well, Lake would have actually received a Globe, an Emmy, an Academy. Don't ask me how. But a three-man wall being built by goalkeeper Davis of Mount Pleasant. Kemal Malcolm will take the free kick from just outside the penalty area. Curls it! Oh, brilliant save by goalkeeper Davis, diving low, using his right outstretched arm, pushing it away. Goes outside for a throw after the clearance. Zidane Matthews.
What a free kick it was from Malcolm. And it was dipping, made it even tougher for Davis. So it was a beautiful save. It was brilliant indeed. Great goalkeeping on that.
Yes, it was. Went about, not ankle, but about knee height. And he had to dive to his right, trying to squeeze it in at the right upright. Long throw inside the penalty area of Mount Pleasant. Cleared, but right to the chest of Neil of Arnett Gardens. Swinging the play from left to right, headed out by captain. The captain himself, that's Richie. But right back to Arnett Gardens, McGregor. Ranking with the header for Mount Pleasant, finding Beckford, being tackled from behind. Still Beckford in possession. Puts the play wider right is Isaacs. Green, then to Benbow. Benbow scoops it up, looking for the run of Beckford. They're controlling, top of the penalty area, and trying to scoop it, appealing for handball. And the referee says play. Hits the hand of number 3, Roberts. But it was a bit close though, Zidane, for referee Morrison to give that handball and a penalty.
I don't know if the rule speaks to about closeness, Sean, but he should have hit it one time. The goalkeeper was at his mercy. He should have rolled it past the goalkeeper.
Ball floated inside of the penalty area from right to left, bouncing over the goal line as a goal kick to Arnett Gardens. You were saying
when the ball came across, the goalkeeper was advancing. He was not going to get there. All he had to do, Sean Beckford, was to just roll the ball past the goalkeeper. He came back with it and allowed the defense to come back, and then he was trying to chip it, caught the arm of the player, but he should have finished that initially, Sean.
Beckford, between a bit cheeky, gave away the possession. Guthrie for Arnett Gardens between two defenders to Reed. Reed finding Malcolm midway the half of the Mount Pleasant unit, but broken up by Ranking. Again, Roberts on the right-hand side for Arnett Gardens. Midway the half of Mount Pleasant, puts it inside to Guthrie, but taken away. Oh, poor pass. And still, Mount Pleasant now winning back the possession somewhat. Trying a bit of trickery there was Nelson. Puts the play of field looking for Malcolm. Malcolm moving well, being tugged from behind and brought down by Jackson. And let's see if a yellow card will come out midway the half of Arnett Gardens. It's a brilliant run from Beckford, pardon me. And Beckford cut inside of Jackson. What he did, the ball floated over and Beckford saw him coming. He changed his movement, changed his run to run just in front of him. So he had to use his hands to tug him down. Did it once, didn't work, and did it again, and then it worked. And referee Morrison had no choice but to give him the yellow card.
Well, the yellow card is irrelevant as it relates to Jackson because he knew exactly what he was doing. Just stop him any means necessary.
Ball floated inside the penalty area, looking for the runner, Beckford. Broken up by the advancing goalkeeper, Hart of Arnett Gardens. And you're saying, Zidane? Play continues, looking for Roberts on the right for Arnett Gardens. Twisting and turning, towed away by Benbow and appealing for throw and winning the appeal. So says the first assistant, Joshua Jackson. So throw to Mount Pleasant, 5 meters just above their penalty area on the left.
I don't know what Tigger Davis was saying to Beckford a while ago. Probably he's saying that I would have scored that.
Header out, a throw to Mount Pleasant, 5 meters from the half line. They're in their half on the left.
Is the Mount Pleasant team playing better football than last season? Because that wasn't talk. No?
Not what I'm seeing, no.
Not at all.
Not in this match.
Not before either.
I haven't seen them in all games, so I can't.
I've seen them in the 3 games and they look worse than last year in terms of performance for me.
Oh, McGregor clearing in defense. Ranking puts the play forward to Beckford and handball referee.
That's the difficulty I have with the handball situation because he didn't give a penalty for the handball a while ago. He's given a free kick against the striker for that handball.
You're right though. Guthrie now for Arnett Gardens lobs it to Malcolm, but it's cleared before Malcolm could advance by Captain Ritchie. Arnett Gardens winning back the possession through Martin inside the center circle, looking for Reed. Reed gets the better of Virgo on the left-hand side, on his right boot. Swings the play inside the penalty area. Ball bouncing across, was cleared by McCullough in defense to Benbow. Benbow trying to get the better of Roberts, but Roberts win the possession to Guthrie. Guthrie swings the play back inside the penalty area, and goalkeeper Davis backpedaling, collects the play and stops the attack of Arnett Gardens.
Well, when that ball was swung in from that left-hand side for Arnett Gardens, missed the first man. I think Lake, the substitute, is taking too long to react. When the ball comes, you have to anticipate. That's what the good strikers do. You can't wait for mistakes. You have to anticipate, get in front of the defender. Took too long, and by the time he was ready, the ball was in the path of the defender who cleared. Don't think the change has worked out well for Arnett Gardens thus far.
Not at all. A throw to Mount Pleasant on the right alongside the penalty area of Arnett Gardens, as the ball was cleared by Nesbeth about 6 yards from the corner flag. We see the second assistant Denton positioning where the ball should be, but Mount Pleasant not advancing the possession instead of decreasing. Throw taken, looking for Nelson inside the penalty area, and the ball coming off the boot of Nelson, rolling across the goal line for a goal kick to Arnett Gardens. He holds his head in shame because he had the possession to put it across, but instead he did not.
Yeah, it's very sloppy from Nelson. Hasn't had the greatest of games. And himself and Bembo, even though Bembo got on the score sheet, he's the one that got the goal, the important goal for Mount Pleasant, but his overall play hasn't been great at all.
McCallum winning the possession for Mount Pleasant inside their own half, fighting Isaacs. Isaacs spraying the pass to Virgo on the right-hand side. First touch at the half line. Cuts it back still. Virgo rolls it to Ranking alongside the center circle. Then over to Nelson, controlling with his left boot and advancing the play. Puts it wide to left to Benbow. On his right boot, curls it from left to right, looking for Beckford inside the penalty area, headed out by defender McGregor. Isaacs with a header on the right. Green trying to save it, but tumbles over as the ball rolls across the goal line for a goal kick. This to Arnett Gardens, and another change, the third and final for Arnett Gardens, and coming in will be Damar Deacon.
Yes, live wire, Deacon. Let's see how much he will impact the game.
Well, see how live the wire is.
Yes.
12 vote or 24 vote or 6 vote. You know anything about votes?
Yes.
Oh, you do? Oh, my
Stay
word.
away from high voltage.
1-0 the score line in minute 70 of this matchup. So play continues. And the ball put into touch. So it will be a throw to Mount Pleasant, midway their half on the left-hand side, taken by McCullough. Looking for Benbow. Oh, Mr. Roberts held on for dear life. He turned Roberts, and he took him down, not allowed him to go into his stride.
Not at all. Sometimes those sort of situations where it's nonchalant in terms of the tackle. Innocuous, it still resulted in injury, so he could have hit the shoulder, but wasn't a vicious tackle or anything like that, but he decided to definitely hold and pull him to the ground.
Yes. 71 minutes gone inside this matchup. Unofficial time. McCullough with the free kick inside the penalty area, headed up by McGregor. Latched on by Nelson. Being tackled up somewhat, and a foul going the other way. Not agreed by Nelson. The referee thought he went in, closed his eye, and showed his studs.
But it was for the initial play. Yes, because they spotted it in that area.
It's a free kick taken. Nesbeth in possession inside his own half. Broken up by Nelson, but he gives it right away to Deacon, who just came on. And he's down on the ground already. But he gets up. It's going to be a throw to Arnett Gardens. But there's a player who's gone down. Is it Nelson, though? I think it is. Referee just seems like ask if he's okay. He says he is. So he's back up on his feet. The 1-0 score line. Mount Pleasant, they lead over Arnett Gardens. Goal scored in minute 47 of this matchup. Goal scorer Cardell Benbow. So not much action happening now. The ball going into touch once again. So it will be Mount Pleasant's throw on the right. And again, I think another Mount Pleasant player has gone down.
Yes.
It's not Nelson this time around.
It's going to be like this. Whenever they feel anything, they're going to go down because they know the clock is their friend right now.
It is their friend.
Yes. As it ticks by, you're happy.
The clock has never been my friend. How do you make the clock your friend, Zidane?
Lead the game. Get ahead.
So the only way a clock can be your friend is in a football match.
No. I'm talking. But we're doing the football games. I'm talking about in the context of a football game.
Okay, I just want the clock to be my friend. My friend.
We could go back in time.
No, not necessarily. I could, if I want to leave at a certain hour at 5 o'clock, it will come a little bit quicker if the clock was my friend. They could never tell. A lot of persons who are in the working industry would love the clock to be their friends. I'm just saying. But a player has been taken off on the stretcher, though. We'll tell you who it is in a very short while. I don't know who it is, though. I don't know who actually went down. I'm looking on the field, though. We see Liston James. We see Richie. I'm looking to see if it's Isaacs. I don't see Isaacs on the field, though, so maybe it is Isaacs. Throw taken. So at the present time, Mount Pleasant, they're down to 10 men. Arnett Gardens now controlling with a chest is Lake. Going forward is Lake. And over dribbling is Lake. Cleared by Captain Richie. Beckford trying to latch on, trying to save it. Was not successful. Went outside for a throw to Arnett Gardens at the half line. Martin puts the play on the right to Roberts. Swings the ball inside the penalty area on the bounce to goalkeeper Davis. Moving well and positioning well for that cross. Still 1-0 Mount Pleasant. They lead over Arnett Gardens.
Roberts hasn't had a bad game. He has one of been better players for Arnett Gardens. Hit that one hard across the goal, but no one was at the front post. It wasn't a bad looking cross. But Caddy Davis came out, made no mistake.
Neal looking for the run off leg, but Richie is there in defense for Mount Pleasant. Clearing, but not too far, but it went under the boot of Neal. Picked up by Nesbeth. Back to Neal for Arnett Gans. Malcolm with a no-look pass on the right-hand side. Roberts trying to latch on, but Benbow is there. Bit of speed between the two, but Benbow won that race and knocked it off the boot of Roberts into touch for a throw. A throw to Mount Pleasant in their defensive third on the left alongside the penalty area.
And it seems as if Arnett Gardens, Mount Pleasant have seen off the storm because the intensity has dropped somewhat now for Arnett Gardens, having made a push for the equalizer right after conceding.
So as we spoke about, Kevon Isaacs substituted and Alwyn Harvey in for Mount Pleasant. We spoke about who came off on the stretcher. That was indeed Isaacs. Beckford tackled up somewhat by Jackson of Arnett Gardens. Neal back to Jackson between two defenders, but read well by Harvey, who just came on the pitch. Mount Pleasant now puts the play on the left to Ben, but no look pass, trying to go over the head, but Beckford is there, trying to lob it over the goalkeeper's head, was at the edge of the 6 yard, and he could have controlled and tried to spank it past him. One-time lob, but it went wide off the left upright. A goal kick to Arnett Gardens.
His movement is good. Busy is always in the right place at the right time, so you understand why he's scored more goals than most strikers in the league. But tonight, in front of goal, hasn't been great.
Neal looking for Deacon on the left-hand side, but James is there. Liston James being tugged by Deacon. Referee blowing the whistle not once, not twice, but 3 times. It will be a free kick awarded to Mount Pleasant alongside the penalty area on the right. It's a free kick or it's a throw, but I thought it was a free kick though. Actually a throw. Referee getting involved. A tussle happening between the two players. Verger with the clearance for Mount Pleasant at the half line to Beckford. Shielding well, lobbing it inside of the center circle. But again, possession Nelson losing for this Mount Pleasant team. Roberts for Arnett Gardens. Swings the play inside the penalty area. Header up and away. But marching with the header, but to no one in a red and black uniform. Here comes Benbow, midway his own half. Swings the play on the right hand side, looking for the run of Green. But Nesbeth is there and puts the play to his goalkeeper, the captain, Hyatt. Inside of his penalty area to Jackson. 77 minutes gone inside this matchup. Still a 1-0 scoreline for Mount Pleasant over Arnett Gardens. Reed gets a bit of Harvey. Lobs it forward, looking for Malcolm. Pulls off on the right-hand side and takes a shot. And drags it, not even drags it, but it does bubbles under his boot. And it took it sweet time, about 3 seconds. And it took it time over the goal line. Wide off the left upright by about 3 or 4 yards. It's a goal kick to Mount Pleasant, who leads by 1-0.
Barely caught his toe, was anxious. Wasn't concentrating, and I thought that's why he missed it. Barely touch. They would say tips his toe there. Not great there from Shamar Malcolm.
Jordan Fletcher scored 4 goals so far this season. Is substituting. Is being brought on, replacing Daniel Green. On the right hand side, Daniel Green has scored 2 goals so far this season. At schoolboy level, Jordan Fletcher was head and shoulders above Daniel Green. Things have changed since then. Turning beautiful is Fletcher, brought down inside the center circle in front of referee Morris's eyes, awarding Mount Pleasant a free kick.
But I must say, the only thing that Daniel Green is better at him now is keeping fit. Because I still think in terms of quality, still a head and shoulders above Daniel Green.
Do you know the shampoo Head and Shoulders?
Yes.
Okay, that's good, man. McCullough for Mount Pleasant gives away the possession. Neal puts it forward, looking for Kemal Malcolm, broken up by Captain Richie. Antigua Davis, the coach of the Mount Pleasant team, being very vocal. You're pointing something out, Zidane?
The ball hit Busy Campbell and he wasn't looking.
Oh, the ball hit Busy Campbell.
Shaken up a little bit.
Oh, my word. Neal drives it and way wide of the left upright. A goal kick to Mount Pleasant, who leads by 1-0.
Yes.
Mr. Campbell was a big footballer back in the day when he represented Santos.
Yes.
Did you play football for Santos, Zidane?
I played against Santos a couple of times in minor league.
Oh, my. A main person would say that's minor.
That's what it is. It was.
Not the league, though. But in the meantime, Roberts, midway his own half for Arnett Gans, one header. And they're appealing for hand. The ball once again was Nelson. But still Arnett Gans having possession inside of the center circle. Flow to the ball on the right. Looking for the run of Lake. But McCullough is there using his strength. And Lake using his right arm hitting the face of McCullough, who will now go down after the whistle has been blown to just run some more time off the clock. It will be a free kick for Mount Pleasant in their defensive third. And it's about 3 or 4 yards from the goal line.
Lake, since he's been brought on, has been really ordinary, Sean, in the game. The player who was on, that is Sims, Giovanni Sims. He came on for Sims. Sims was way better than Lake, Sean, so the change. Not saying you much not try things, but I don't think Lake is a good footballer at all. He doesn't look like he knows what he's doing out there, Sean.
The Lake is not flowing this evening. And a high boot by Nelson. And the player looks to be Neil, who's down. And referee having a word with Nelson. But still, Neil is rolling around inside of the penalty area. The boot did not catch him. The ball actually did. So the dramatization happening for Arnett Gans. They're down by 1-0 and time ticking away to that.
Yes, indeed. The clock is not their friend right now, Arnett Gardens.
In the meantime, here comes Arnett Gans. Pulls the play top of the penalty area. And a header this from Richie. Wide. Deacon is there. And swings the ball back inside the penalty area. But right to goalkeeper Davis at the near post. At the right upright. Collects the play.
Situations like that, I saw more blue shirt inside the 18-yard box than red, Sean. So I think they will have to take more risks. They have to get more players inside the 18-yard box when they are in those sort of situations.
Off the head of McGregor. I'm agreeing with you wholeheartedly. To goalkeeper Hyatt. He puts it just outside the penalty area. Launching upfield to the chest of Reed. Harvey is tackling from behind. Reed twisting and turning. Skips over Benbow's challenge. And the ball towed into touch for a throw to Arnett Gardens. They're in the half of Mount Pleasant. 1-0 Mount Pleasant, they lead. Throw taken by Roberts. Swings the play top of the penalty area. Head up, not the greatest at all, but right to Lake. Lake brought it down, but was not flowing at all. Not the greatest control. But Beckford being shot from behind by McGregor at the half line, awarding a free kick to Mount Pleasant, who leads by 1-0.
I don't want to condemn the player, but hopefully he's far better than this generally, because if this is what Lake is, then this has been a poor change, and he must be able to find better players. I wonder what the youth program is like here, because Lake just looked really clueless tonight, Sean. Doesn't look like he understands how to move into space, when to move where. And his touch is awful, has been awful as well. Well, hopefully, for their sake, it's just a bad day, because if they're depending on players like this, then Arnett Gardens are in real trouble.
You're not missing any action whatsoever, because goalkeeper Davis of Mount Pleasant is down. Yes. He's down and being attended to.
And he doesn't have to come up.
No, he does not. So, hopefully he's okay when he gets back up.
And all the time he's never put back on, because one day I'd say I'm going to check this. And at least in terms of minutes not played, 10 minutes. And when it was time for stoppage time, I saw the referee putting up 5 minutes. So all the time he's never put back on. So they're going to milk the clock as every chance they get.
Because the clock is their
friend.
Oh my word. I want a friend like the clock. So the play will continue at the half line. Mount Pleasant in possession. Liston James standing over the possession. Has Verger to his right. Ranking about 5 yards to his left. Harvey wider left. But he foregoes all. Chips the play and chested down by Beckford, finding Benbow. Benbow inside, looking for Harvey, but taken away by Reed. Reed off Arnett Gans, holds up the play. They trail by 1. Goes away from Benbow, turns it back inside to McGregor, the last man standing. Martin having possession to Malcolm. Puts it forward, little nudge there coming from Lake. The most well, my good friend would say, not the most calm person on the field. I don't want to use the word he's clumsy.
It's clueless, actually. I could do a better job if I run a few laps.
How few is a few, though, Zidane?
Over time. A few over time.
Ball floated on the right-hand side. Nesbitt is there, heads it into touch. So a throw to Mount Pleasant. They're in the half of Arnett Gardens on the right. Midway. Throw will be taken by Virgo, taking his sweet time. Looking on the clock once again. Telling a very short while. 85 minutes gone, unofficial time. Fletcher throwing it forward, broken up by Reed coming back in defense, and Roberts with a clearance from Arnegan from their defensive third puts the play into touch for a throw, and Roberts and Benbow had a collision. I took my eye off it. I don't know if anything happened, but it seems like Benbow is on the ground.
Well, I didn't see I didn't see any flash of the arm from Roberts. I saw him coming around, got it in front of Benbow, made the clearance. Benbow went down, but I didn't see anything malicious or anything.
Well, it's a throw to Mount Pleasant. Midway their half will be taken by McCullough. Takes the throw. Back to McCullough. Goes by one after receiving the pass from Harvey. Between the two defenders looking for the run of Benbow. But Roberts is there, and a brilliant tackle from Roberts sliding in. Puts the play into touch for a throw to Mount Pleasant. About 4 yards from the corner flag on the left-hand side. A reminder they lead by 1-0 the team from St. Anne.
I think he has been the most outstanding player for Arnett Gardens tonight, Sean. Roberts in the right-back position. Hasn't put a foot wrong, really.
Beckford to McCullough, not disagreeing with you. McCullough giving away the possession. Roberts, 4 Arnett Gardens in possession, midway their own half. Finding the possession, or the right boot of Lake, who can't control once again. Gave away the possession, but it was booted into touch for a throw.
Well, I'm sure if you had told the coach that this would have happened, you'd have kept the number 7 Sims on.
Well, coming off the chest of Lake again goes into touch. Lake not having a great game, though, at the present time. Maybe something can change.
Yes, and the fact that I haven't seen him playing before, I don't know if he is better, but this is not good at all.
And the ball put into touch by McCullough. So a throw to Arnett Gardens. And they've gone down the field at least 10 yards, but now seen by referee Morrison. Deacon ran down the field to take the throw. It was actually the throw, ball went out about 3 yards in front of the dugout, and it went behind the dugout about 4 yards behind it. So I think the third and final change will be coming on.
For Mount Pleasant.
Francois Swaby coming in.
Veteran.
And I don't know who's going out. Who's going out, Zidane?
Not sure the fourth official hasn't.
He had up 12, but now 19.
It's Benbow.
He had 12 up. So Benbow never realized that it's not Benbow's fault, though. Fourth official had 12 up, not realizing.
12 is not on the bar.
So he changed it right away to 19 and realized no one was coming off. So Neil for Arnett Gardens puts the play on the left-hand side to Nesbitt. Taken away, though, by Mount Pleasant. On the right. No flag on the play just yet. Ball put now looking for Fletcher. Fletcher's first touch wasn't the greatest. That's all. He was moving to his left. McGregor changing the play to Martin. Martin now to Neil for Arnett Gardens. Going inside the penalty area, but the goalkeeper, Davis, just outside the goal area, is there at a collision with Malcolm of Arnett Gardens. And there's some hodgepodge going on with Deacon and some of the Mount Pleasant players. So the goalkeeper on one end is down, rolling around for Mount Pleasant. And referee Morrison having some words with some other players. And a yellow card will be shown. This to Kamal Malcolm.
Well, the pass should have come wide, though. Mount Pleasant had all of 9 players behind the ball, and they were all in and around the 18-yard box. So Martin should have slipped this ball wide to Roberts, who was in acres of space. So that was a poor treasure trying to squeeze that ball through. It went too hard, difficult one, and went straight through to the goalkeeper.
So you're not missing any action whatsoever as the time winds down. Looking at the fourth official, Mr. Dorian Tommins, who looks on his watch. I think we're holding up right now with Mount Pleasant leading by 1-0. This result will put them to 50 points if it stays like this, alongside Waters at the top of the league, who lost today at the Edward Seaga Sports Complex to Tivoli 4-3. So I'm looking at the fourth official. The game has restarted. He was looking on the referee. 4 minutes of time to be added on. So at least 4 minutes of time. And when you say 4 minutes, at least 4 minutes. So Mount Pleasant, long throw downfield, headed on by Francois Swaby. Nesbeth is there with a clearance. And running into the back of Deacon was Liston James. So it will be a free kick awarded to Arnett Gardens, 10 yards from the half line on the left. Taking it quickly. Neal swings the play now from left to right, looking for the run of Lake. Overhit, and McCullough was covering well, and it will be a goal kick. This to Mount Pleasant. The Mount Pleasant fans are on their feet today.
Well, Vishanal Harris left Arnett Gardens in January, and he's now playing for Humberline. Oh, they need a player like him in the middle of the park tonight. No such player anymore, or anything close to it. No ball carrier, no great ball handler, nobody to pull open the defense from behind. And Arnett Gardens look woeful in this encounter, Sean.
Well, a header into touch will be a throw to Mount Pleasant on the left, just in front of the fourth official's desk. Been urged on by their fans, Mount Pleasant. McCullough will take the throw. Down on the left-hand side, long throw to Swaby. Trying to turn it inside, coming off the left boot of Roberts. Goes outside for another throw. 2 throws in succession. Long throw again, looking for the run of the big man himself, Swaby. Controlling, puts a play at the corner flag, and it comes off Roberts again for 3 throws in succession.
And they're going to take a long time to get this one. Because McCullough, who usually takes a throw, he's moving away. So the forward, Beckford will take it.
Well, 90 plus 2 on my clock. So at least 2 minutes to be played. Beckford goes to the corner flag. Once again being tackled by Roberts. Coming around, winning the possession brilliantly was Neal. Ball goes outside for another throw.
Arnett Gardens supporters are
streaming out
of the venue.
Long throw downfield once again. Swaby using his strength against Roberts. However, the ball stayed in field. Chipped upfield, Arnett Gardens. A reminder, it's 1-0. James is there. Clearance from James from Mount Pleasant. Back in the defensive third of Arnett Gardens. A header from Beckford, but it's cleared again from Martin in defense for Arnett Gardens inside of the center circle. Ball put down by Virgo inside the penalty area of Arnett Gardens. The goalkeeper and Captain Hyatt urges players to go forward as he throws it outside the penalty area and dribbles midway his own half. Swings it downfield. Header out by Harvey. Header coming in by Neal of Arnett Gardens, but only to give Mount Pleasant a throw in their half, about 12 yards just above the top of their penalty area on the left.
Not a lot of time left. Probably you can book it that this is a victory for Mount Pleasant.
McCullough. Francois Swaby trying to swing the ball downfield, looking for the run of Beckford, broken up. Deacon on the half line, swings on the left, looking for Malcolm, broken up by Virgo, brought down beautifully by Fletcher. Swings it upfield once again. Beckford trying to latch on, chested with the goalkeeper to beat, and he lobs it over the goalkeeper and into the back of the net. The icing on the cake for Mount Pleasant. They have 3 points in the bag, winning this matchup over Arnett Gardens. 90 plus 4 on the clock. 2-0. Beckford scoring his 40th goal of the season. 2-0 the lead over Arnett Gardens at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex in this Red Stripe Premier League matchup today.
He's one of the fittest players you will see, Sean. Never stops running. He has put the defenders under pressure. That's a long ball launch forward. Defender lost the flight of the ball. Once it bounced, Sean, you know who was going to get there first. It was Beckford. He got there and he made no error with the finish this time. As the goalkeeper came out and was going down, he dinked it over his head and it fell to the net for a deserved 2-0 victory for Mount Pleasant.
Referee Morrison lifts his left hand and brings a halt to the proceedings. The end of the matchup. Mount Pleasant winning by 2 goals to 0 over Arnett Gardens. We take a break. When we come back, it's the post-game show. Matthews, Grant, Breckenridge, and the big man himself in the studios, McFarlane.
Moments to remember. Cocktail Gaming Capital World Champions. 12.51. Moments to cherish. You say both. Ready ahead. Winning by daylight.
Blacks are the set and fans are on their feet and certainly celebrating left, right and centre. They'll be driving back to that parish because Mount Pleasant, they have defeated Arnett Gardens by 2 goals to 0, jumping from 47 to 50 to join Waterhouse at the top on points. Both teams having 50 points under their belts. But guess what? Grant, Matthews, Breckenridge and McFarlane. 5 minutes ago, your final points, Zidane Matthews. 2-0 victory for Mount Pleasant.
Yes, and even though they weren't great, was a grind for the most part, but they did do the things that you do need to do a football game, win a football game better than Arnett Gardens, who didn't have anybody in the middle of the park, and that's where they struggled mightily to create anything, to keep the ball for any long periods, to put the Mount Pleasant team under pressure. So definitely Mount Pleasant was the better team, better defensively, and the strikers looked more likely to get on the score sheet. They created more. So it was really a disappointing output from this Arnett Garden team, and they must have players coming back because this team will not win a lot of games at this level, Sean, at all. Young Guthrie, and with Martin starting in midfield, who's usually a central defender, and Lamar Neal, that won't cut it. Wasn't a performance at all. The strikers were starved. Didn't see a lot of from Fabian Reid, even when he was switched to midfield. He struggled. So for me, it was all about the midfield era for Arnett Garden. Struggled to win possession, struggled to create anything, and they were outrun by this Mount Pleasant team, outworked. And Mount Pleasant in the end showed a little bit more quality, and they got a deserved victory by 2 goals to 0. Not a flattering scoreline at all.
Not a flattering scoreline indeed. So what does this mean for Mount Pleasant? They've joined Waterhouse at the top of the league on points, 50 points apiece. But what does that mean for Arnett Gardens? They're 6th in the league, and they're on 38 points. Not necessarily great going on 38 points. Tivoli just right behind in 7th on 37. Cavalier, they're in 8th on 36. Oh, and just above them in 5th position is Dunboyne on 39 points. What a bunch we have. What a race to the finish we have for the final 69.
Yes, it's going to be a great race. They're holding on, and maybe going to come down to what they do against each other, actually. So this was really a good win for Mount Pleasant. But Arnett Gardens, they're tottering. And let's see if they can find something within the squad, because this is a home game. They drew with Malines. Really would have, they lost the point eventually, but look at the performance. It was great again, and then another home game, lacking a lot of quality in this team, this Arnett Gardens team. So they might very well be a 6th place team or a 7th place team this season. Well, we have to see if they can hold on to that 6th position.
Well, let's see. Sean Grant alongside my good friend Christopher Zidane Matthews. Peter John Breckenridge was our technical operator on the compound, on the grounds of the Tony Spaulding Sports Complex. Big back Victor McFarlane in the studios at 70 Henning Road. We'll leave you from the Tony Spaulding Sports Complex with the news that Mount Pleasant, they defeated Arnett Gardens by 2 goals to 0. Goals scored minute 47 and minute 90 plus 4 from the boots of Cardell Bembo and Kemar Beckford. We'll leave you with the goals that made the difference in this matchup.
Where you're speaking to the winning coach, Coach, express to us how you're feeling tonight after winning this game here.
It's good enough. Most people say we can't beat Arnett Garden here in the jungle. And to come here tonight and win a game like this, it's fantastic. We show that we can go and beat any team anywhere, any place, anytime.
You have won by 2 clear goals here. Is that any indication of what is to come of Mount Pleasant here?
No, this is nothing. We must say we've been getting goals every game. We can score more goals because we missed a lot tonight. But again, tonight, 2 goals is good and they come at the right time. 1 in the first half, 1 in the second half. And I must commend the guys. They really put out heart and soul tonight. It's a team of Arnett Garden who never stop running.
Arnett Gardens always beat Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant has never won. Is this a boost, a moral boost for the team going forward?
Should be, Should be, Because when you clear one hurdle, we normally never clear before. There's a possibility that you can just go forward.
Oh, what can we expect going forward now?
Our aim is to win the Premier League, we still focus on just to keep the guys happy, fit and fresh, so we can go forward.
Our next game is Mullines. What can we expect?
At home, win. We don't want to be complacent. We play hard against our guys. We want to bring over that same thing against Mullines until we can get these 3 points to bring about tally. For a team just come up in the Premier League to be at this standing now, it's a fantastic feeling.
We wish you all the best.
Thank you.